It is here, folks. Actions and Copilot from Microsoft 365. Ever since it was announced at Ignite in Chicago last November, I have been impatiently waiting for it. Now, there were so many amazing announcements at Ignite around Copilot and Copilot Studio, and I think most of them were quite sweet in terms of improvements, capabilities, and the amount of efficiency it could bring. But the one I think is going to resonate for you and for a lot of users out there is this Actions feature. And if you're asking why, stay tuned and watch. So first, let's get started. Many of you here are probably makers in Copilot Studio and you've been building agents for some time. And you hear me talk about Actions and you're going, what do you mean? Actions have been here for a very long time in Copilot Studio. And you're probably thinking about these actions right here. You're probably thinking about actions that are associated with agents that allow you to connect to external applications or external services. So you could, as for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, these are the actions that have been there for a long time when you can add an action in your agent that could be a Power Platform connector, that could use a custom connector, a flow, or a skill. And these help us, for instance, do things with Excel, with Dynamics 365 apps, get information from weather service, etc. And these are pretty powerful, don't get me wrong. But what I'm talking about has personal productivity applications all the way. And those are the actions that are now in M365 Copilot, or Copilot for Microsoft 365. So you can either launch that on your Windows device using the Microsoft 365 app, or you could go to m365copilot.com or go to portal.office.com, and of course just go to the Copilot icon. Now, in this window here, I've got actions just below Copilot in the navigation pane. If you're not seeing that yet, don't worry. One of two things might be a problem. Either you do not have a paid subscription for Copilot for Microsoft 365, which is absolutely critical, or your tenant probably just hasn't received this feature yet. As with a lot of new features and functions when Microsoft rolls them out, it's a staggered rollout. So when you click on Actions, what you're going to notice, just read the headline. It is going to save you time and allow you to delegate your actions to Copilot. So this is the core difference, if you will, between actions in Copilot Studio and the actions here in Copilot for M365. The Copilot Studio agent actions are designed to help you connect to an external app or service. The actions in Copilot for Microsoft 365, on the other hand, are designed to help you delegate your work, offload that to Copilot so that it can do all that hard and heavy lifting or repetitive work for you and free you up from this mundane, boring, but absolutely necessary set of tasks. So Microsoft has classified all of this actions capability into three core buckets: catch up, gather, and prepare. Now, right away, you see some examples on the main screen where you can regularly summarize communications as part of catch up. It will allow you to schedule things to happen. Or under the gather window, you can ask people to complete a certain task by a certain deadline. And Copilot's then going to start reaching out to these people on your behalf. Or if you've got a busy day coming up or an important meeting coming up, it can also gather a lot of the information from your emails, etc., and help you prepare for those meetings. Now, Microsoft's also done a good job of creating a handful of templates. I think there's about a dozen or more. A few templates right here in the catch-up area, where if you wanted to recap communications related to a topic or outline key takeaways from a recent meeting, etc. Or under gather, if you're pushing out newsletters and you have contributors, you can remind them to get you the information or collect information on something by a deadline. Or on prepare, you can, as I said earlier, prepare for some meeting that is coming up tomorrow, or help you wrap up your day and prepare for the coming day. And it can look through your emails, look through your calendar, etc. Let's pick one for me to show you right now. So if I wanted to, for instance, get some information from my team Or let's use a real world example. Most companies are going to be renewing your benefits at some point over the course of the year. And as an employer, one of the things that you will need your employees to do is to fill out the open enrollment forms. So we could have that happen. Now I could, for instance, over here, use this collect information by deadline. And I could have the people that I want to have completed this form and sent back to me listed right over here. So message these 3 people on Teams requesting open enrollment forms to be completed. That's a little typo here. We'll fix that by, let's do this. Let's say by 12:30 p.m. on Friday, the 4th of April. And you can preview this, and it's going to show you something that is going to look very familiar to you if you've used Microsoft Power Automate and Creative Flows. And for anybody who's not familiar with that, it's still going to be very easy to follow. Right away, it's going to have a draft message. AJ is requesting open enrollment forms to be completed. Please review and provide this by this time and this date. Now, what it's going to do is send individual messages. You're going to be seeing reminders go out to people who have not responded a few hours before the deadline. And then it's going to take all the responses by that deadline and it's going to send them over to me. And then I hit create and it'll be done. Now, a couple of things I should point out. Because this is in the first iteration, I can really only edit or change this draft message. I don't have the ability to change any of these other nodes to change something from here at this point. But when I hit create, now this message is going to start going out in Microsoft Teams. If I wanted to add more actions, I could. It's just the same process of coming to discover, create, etc., and doing it. Now these are being created. As they're created, it's going to start showing up as a message in Microsoft Teams when that's happening. Notice that this is still in initializing state. Another limitation at this point that I've seen is that I cannot make my own custom actions at this time, in that I can live within the templates that are provided and I can kind of make them, fill in the blanks of these templates, but I cannot make my own unique template at this time. You can, of course, read your experience and more. Now, once again, the core difference between actions that are there in agents and actions that are here in Microsoft 365 Copilot or Copilot for M365 is the actions and agents are designed for use by agents to connect into an application or a service, while the actions in Copilot for Microsoft 365 are not for use by an agent. It's not for your declarative agents. It is truly a set of automations for you, the user. It is going to help you save time. It is going to help you delegate your work to Copilot so you don't have to keep following up and you don't have to do the boring but absolutely necessary evil tasks that you may have in your day-to-day routine. What do you think about that, folks? Tell me in your comments. I'd love to hear about it. And we'll see you on the next episode. Have a great day.